Yeah. Mic check and all that. What's good, guys? Your boy Good Savage back again. Another Let's Talk About Smackdown live. You get me? Live from the lab. You get me? Live from the HQ. I hope everyone's well. Hope everybody is good. And yeah, before we get started, you already know mic check, health check, mental health check. Let's run all of that. Bit later than usual, but as I said, this was verging on being the last one, considering on how good the show was or anything like that. So looking forward to this, man. Chopping up with you guys. Um, you already know the vibes already, man. Here for a good time, not a long one. And let's get this done and let's get on with the day and go and enjoy ourselves and that, man. But this was for Friday Night Smackdown for the 13th of June 2025, live from Lexington, Kentucky. You already know the vibes in that. Mark Nash and all them, man. Joe Tessitore, Wade Barrett. You already know the vibes, man. Terrible business. Anyway, let's see how everyone's doing. Then we'll get started, man. Big up Zeno. Hope you well. Big up Amari. Amari, you changed your profile picture. Seems so. Love for anyone who comes in later on and can check out the review and stuff like that. I'm trying to keep these a bit more concise for the people that come in later on and don't really want to watch the whole thing back because SmackDown's long enough as it is. Big up Morris. Hope you're well. But yeah, man, vibe, you already know, man. Everyone's good, bro. Everyone's taking care of themselves. Hay fever and the pollen's mashing me up and that, bro. But, hey, man, no excuses, bro. Got the training done, hydrated, you know what I mean? Apart from that, it's just the heat, but looking forward to get this stream done. I don't know if I got any pre-records today because I got to find a day in the week where I'll do less pre-records and stuff like that. Anyone who's been checking out HUGO online, big up to that. I've dropped some videos over there in the week. Obviously, we got this today, and then I guess Sunday tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Actually, tomorrow could be depending because I know that we've got another video, another R&B video, well, R&B bands coming up with G. Well, it's just actually music bands. I don't know if it's going to do that tonight or tomorrow. So either way, we'll try to figure out when we're going to do that. So you still will see me on the screen. It's just might be on a different screen. So you guys just make sure you follow and subscribe to everyone else as well. And yeah, man, let's hit it off, bro. Smackdown, bro. You already know the vibes. First of all, see everyone's comments. Amari said best Smackdown of the year. Amari said overstatement last week may have been the best, Amari. Hey, man, listen. I'm not, obviously, I don't look all depressed today, do I? So, was Smackdown bad? It wasn't a terrible Smackdown, but I'm going to remain the same as with the stuff I've said before. Just because they do a few things right and it seems better doesn't mean that I think that the show's great all of a sudden. So you have to bear in mind that if I'm being kind to WWE, they were talking out of 10 and 5 is average. Most shows this year, 2025, have been a 5 or a 4.5, like just on. And that's, I know it sounds like I'm talking rubbish, but I'm being deadly serious. There's few stuff in this show that the structure of the show I'm fed up of. I'm very fed up of the structure of the show now. I'm fed up of these talking in ring segments over and over again. It's like they can't speak anywhere else. Can't they? Like when these lot get to the arena with their suitcases and Starbucks and that, they're backstage in catering, speaking to the seamstress, speaking to Nick Aldis, like doing something and playing video games, doing something. But as soon as there's a talking segment, we have to pretend that these lot have to speak in the ring, and it's boring, man. Like a change of scenery makes a massive difference. But aside from that, some of the stuff in the show was good. Good. There's nothing in the show that I thought was incredible. And I'm talking about even the stuff that I like. I'm not going to, our truth was incredible. No, it wasn't incredible. Because you have to understand, if it wasn't Ron Killings and it was not somebody else, we would have just said it was another brawl. So, but I did like how it was done. So we're going to get to that anyway. We'll cut for the show. We're going to do the usual way. So you guys want to run along with the comments as well? Then we're going to run the comment. We're going to run the review. We'll do it step by step. Some stuff we're going to get skipped out because it's just rubbish. And then I'll do the segment, and then I'll get your comments, and then we'll move on, just like we do in all the other reviews anyway. But so anything you like say what ain't in line with me, I'm not reading it because it's going to just hold up the show in it. So just know that. But not for the love. All right, had to get the King of the Ring bracket up as well because I want to talk about that at the end of the show. But the show kicked off with a John Cena promo in ring, talking about wrestling's Mount Rushmore. That it's four wrestlers: Cena, 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 and Cena. Um, Talking about great speakers in the past and talkers, great wrestlers in the past, but none of them comparable to him. I actually like this John Cena promo. It wasn't as cheesy as it normally is. I think what we got from John Cena's promo was him talking about how everyone thinks they're steps ahead of John Cena, but he's way ahead of you. He's like, I think he was saying that you guys are in this moment right now, but it's like I lived that moment ages ago already. And this is definitely a promo John Cena come up with no help from anyone. Like no one else had any input on this promo. What I will say is, what he tried to do was do the, which I like to do this in movies sometimes when they're not expecting a sequel. They'll go into the past and bring everything up and link it together and make a story of it so it seemed like a master plan. I'm not mad at that because I'd rather have John Cena do that than these unanswered stories that we're trying to figure out ourselves. You get me? So he kind of spoke of everything that led to him coming back. He said that, it was all a plan from when he announced his retirement, so he knew he would have enough time. Then he could pick out his targets and stuff like that. Now, obviously, we know it's not true because he didn't pick out any targets because when he said he was coming back, he was still babyface. There was no targets. He said he knew I could use his power to get into the Royal Rumble and get into the Elimination Chamber and such. He knew that Seth and CM Punk would be distracted with each other. All of that business. We know it's not true because if it was a triple threat match and he said that, it would make sense. But in that match, there was three other people away from Seth, Cena, and CM Punk. So that distraction wouldn't have made sense. But I did like it. It did feel like, and hear me out, it did feel like a promo that the final boss should have cut, or that John Cena should have cut the day after he turned heel, if that makes any sense. So obviously he added stuff on about Randy Orton. I knew I could use Randy Orton's hometown advantage to my advantage. No, well, you didn't, because you cheated. He was about to kick your head off, so he didn't use it to an advantage. The Cody Rhodes stuff made sense though, but I really believe that when he turned heel and was talking about selling his soul and all that, the reason why none of us liked it is because, one, it felt weird on the day, that it felt like The Rock just came up with it that day and was saying the wrong things. It was a bit Diddy-ish. And then we was like, okay, we'll go with it. Then we got the amazing Elimination Chamber turn. The Elimination Chamber altogether was good as well because that was when Naomi got found out as well. And then we had the turn. But then the next time we would have seen these guys, we wanted an explanation to why. But then what happened is we went on a European tour and John Cena and Cody just started not mentioning The Rock at all. Now, The Rock is the person who should have said, I'm the final boss, I'm the mastermind behind all this. This whole thing with John Cena was a plan from the beginning. He said that he didn't sell his soul and The Rock and Travis Scott just happened to be in the ring. Well, if that's the case, then why did The Rock give you a sign to go, yeah, it's time? And why was the camera on your face like that and all that? So come on, you get it. But let me not complain too much on it because, as I said, it was a good John Cena promo. We did get the regular structure of promos where you cut a promo, it's interrupted by one person, interrupted by one person, interrupted by one person. That's what happened here. So we got this interrupted by Cody Rhodes. I've got a few notes on Cody, but he said a lot of nothing, to be honest, Cody. I don't want to get this wrong. Oh yeah, Cody Rhodes comes in. You said you're 2 steps ahead. You're too smart. He's a genius. Unfortunately, everything he said has come to fruition. Seth and Punk meltdown, distracted the final boss. Took my eyes off. Yeah. Took my eyes off the prize. John Cena's right, Montreal. Where does that leave you and I? All right, whatever. Then we have interruption by Randy Orton. He comes out. He kind of says what I just said, where it's like, you wasn't smarter than me, bro. I was about to kick your head in. You know what I mean? So. And then we get the big pop, which was LA Knight. I thought LA Knight was great in this segment. They need to use him better because LA Knight has this air about him where he doesn't seem to. His character seems like they don't give a shit of who everyone else is, which I like. Like, that's kind of the rebellious nature in him, innit? Like, that's what CM Punk's meant to be. That's what CM Punk used to be. the straight edge, don't give a damn against the system kind of thing. LA Knight's kind of on the vein of like, I don't give a damn about you and you. All I know is that I need to get what's rightfully in mind, and to get through that, I need to go through all of you guys. Obviously, his promo was setting up the fact that he was about to have a fatal 4-way match on the same night, which he failed, by the way, which we'll get to that, because I told you guys already, I don't think Triple H likes LA Knight. But John Cena had enough of this promo, and then he backs out the ring, leaves the ring, backs up the ramp, and then is attacked by a incoming Ron Killings, new and improved, and he just beat the shit out of him, which I liked. Got pulled away by security and referees and some backstage people and stuff like that. And this did plant the seeds for the rest of the night, and it's sown a seed for the rest of the night as well. Because if there's one thing I can't stand, it's like not sowing something what starts at the beginning of the show all the way through. Just like a movie. If a movie starts a certain way, even if you go away from that particular theme, you need to come back to it throughout the show. You don't just have it where like this happens at the beginning, this happens at the end, there's nothing in between. So I did like the fact that they did that. And then after the commercial break, we had a scene backstage of John Cena and Nick Aldis shouting at each other, but it was in silence on it, so it was like you couldn't really hear the audio. I know a lot of people might like this, but to me, because of how John Cena's overacting is, it made it look a bit clownish. I like that they did it though, but it looked a bit clownish. Like, oh yeah, you can't hear what they're saying. The way John was doing it looks like how he always does it in the ring anyway, this overreaction. But let me get to the comment section. With that backstage with Ron and all, this looks like they've booked him wrong already. Yeah, it's possible. I don't get why WWE just do John Cena versus Ron Killings at Night of Champions and then save Cena versus Punk for a bigger pay-per-view. This company is making all the wrong decisions. Yeah, it's true. I think they're probably going to end up doing John Cena versus R-Truth 2 more times. If they're actually fighting on SmackDown next Friday, aren't they? And then they're doing Night of Champions. No, they're doing Friday. I think if it's correct, the match was made for SmackDown, and then there's a Saturday night main event coming up, which they'll probably fight in there again, and then we'll probably get like Goldberg versus Gunter or something on that same card. So, big up James. John Cena needs to be a babyface sooner rather than later. His heel run is not. No, Mari, it's too late for John Cena's babyface. It's too late. That's over with. He's got to retire as a heel now. There's only 6 months left of his reign. 6 months isn't a long time considering by the time we get to SummerSlam, which he'll still be heel. That's August, isn't it? There'll be 4 months left. They can't do that. LA Knight done. Yeah, James. I really want to see Cena versus LA Knight at some point. Hopefully, he can win the run. I wish Cena came back out to call Ron. That Punk didn't come out. I wish Cena and Ron brought only. Yeah. You haven't got to the CM Punk part yet, man. Anyway, moving on from there, we have the Fatal 4-Way match, the King of the Ring tournament match, Fatal 4-Way, Randy Orton, Carmelo Hayes, LA Knight, and Aleister Black. I already know how I feel about how these people are picked in these matches, because there's too many people in some of these matches that need a win now. The good thing about triple threats and Fatal 4-Ways is it can keep certain people looking strong because they don't have to be pinned, especially a Fatal 4-Way more than a triple threat match because there's only 3 people in there. Let's be honest, man. They've got Rusev on Raw going against Jay, Sheamus, and somebody else. Let's be honest, bro. I don't know what they thought they were doing. Oh yeah, Sheamus, Rusev, Reed, and Uso. Okay, let's be honest, man. They've done the same thing with Rusev and Aleister Black. They both came back around the same time, and they've both done nothing since they've come back. It's been boring as hell. They've added nothing to the roster. Nobody cares about any of their matches. Nobody cares about any of their promos. The reason is because they haven't booked them properly. It's nothing to do with the talent. The talent is talented, but they've not booked them properly at all. It's almost like, and I want to say it's not true because I don't think, I know TKO's in $3 billion worth of debt. I don't think they can afford to just bring people back for the sake of it. But then you think like, they brought Rusev and Aleister Black back and got rid of R-Truth at the time. How did that make any sense? Not because of the talent, but the money. Because obviously to offer these guys something to leave AEW, you know what I'm saying? So that doesn't make much sense to me at all. And at the end of the day, they've done nothing with them, so it seems like a waste of time because we know they're not going to win the King of the Ring tournament. Big up Gary, hope you're well. Yeah, I think you're right. Triple H has. He doesn't like LA Knight, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Telling you, bro. Telling you. But yeah. Notice each one brought back line of release came to. Yeah. But it's crazy. But this match was decent, man. Like you're gonna get a lot with that with these reviews and that. I'm not really so much reviewing them in ring work as such because they're gonna be great every week unless they make a mistake, something like that, or something drastic happens. But they were good in the ring, and there were some good spots in this ring. I mean, in this match, LA Knight looked like he was gonna try and pick up the victory on the top rope, and then he was taken out. He was taken out by was it Bronson Reed at the time? I think. Yeah, it was Bronson Reed pushed him off the rope, and then he got speared in ring. Obviously, it's no disqualification, so that was fine. You know what I mean? Can't even complain about that. And also, he did the same thing on Raw. So I actually forgot about it at the time, so it was winding me up because I wanted him to get through this match. But it made sense. Then we had a nice move from Carmelo who goes for his move off the top rope. Like he's going to go for a frog splash, and he gets RKO'd on top of LA Knight. And then Randy Orton pins LA Knight. Now, I half wish that he didn't pin LA Knight, but it makes sense. Had to go for it. Randy Orton picks up the victory and moves on in the King of the Ring tournament, which at the moment, we're going into the semi-finals. We've got Randy Orton versus Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes versus somebody. That somebody's probably going to be Jay. It probably should be Bronson Reed, to be honest. But it's probably going to be Jay. And then, listen, it's likely you can either have Cody versus Sami. I mean, Cody versus Randy or Jay versus Sami. Both have storylines there. Do not do the opposite way around. Make sense of what you do in WWE. We don't need to see Cody versus Jay. Make sense of what you're doing. Sami versus Jay makes sense. Cody versus Randy makes sense. Because Randy was just speaking earlier in the night about, I'm going to go for anybody to get my title. Like, even you, Cody, you're my friend and stuff like that, but I'll mash you up. So, do that. Make it happen. Seriously, make it happen. I think that's the way to go. Either one of them. I would prefer the Jay and Sami one just because, like, what does Cody get winning King of the Ring? That was my problem, him being in the tournament anyway, that he's going to win. We don't need him in there at all. He won the Saudi big belt and the what was that thing called where they got the ring and the belt, what him and Liv Morgan got? That was only a year ago. We don't need him to win this. He's not going to do anything with it. He's not going to walk around with a crown on or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, so if anything, let Sami win, man. Let it go to his head a little bit, and then we can bring Karrion Kross into it. Because remember, Karrion's whole thing is, yeah, I mean, you're not who you say you are. Let Sami win. Do any means necessary. Either let him cheat against Jay to win. Don't tell him heel. Just get him to cheat because he needs it. Let it go to his head. Let him. I think Sami could be a good king if they do the proper thing in it. Because he's at the moment he's flailing around. I remember the King of the Ring does get a title shot, so it's kind of pointless Jay winning to get a title shot when he can probably get a rematch at some point anyway. Cody's he's gonna fight for the title at some point anyway. Randy Orton, that's a different one, maybe Randy, but we'll see. Hayes getting disrespected by Triple H. He's so talented, but Triple H wants to use him in the big matches like a mid card championship. I don't understand. Carmelo Hayes should be in the mid card, but he should be treated a lot better. I do agree with that, 100%, 100% with that, because he's like the fall guy every week. Moving off of that, we have Jacob, Fatu, and Solo Sikoa segment. We have a promo in ring from Jacob Fatu. Did like this. Kind of spoke about, I had to remind Solo that, listen, just because you're family, you don't get to snake family like that. And I had to remind you at Money in the Bank that you have to get in where you fit in. And I like this because he went to just do the, I'm all gas, no brakes, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden his mic started dropping and the volume of his mic started dropping. And then you saw like, Solo's my guy at the moment, man. Solo clapping, brings up Solo on the screen. And Solo cuts a bad boy promo on him as usual. But Solo's great, man. Like, most improved. In fact, I don't even want to say most improved because I don't know if it's because he couldn't speak or not. He just never used to speak, did he? So maybe he's just had this the whole time. He didn't come across like he'd be the funny one, but he's hilarious. And he basically went through like, yo, listen, you're saying all of this, but when I met you in Sacramento, and brought you back. And when I brought you here to the WWE, he's like, nobody wanted you. Nobody spoke to you. He's like, I brought you here. I put money in your pocket. I gave you that championship. I put you in the bloodline. And you know what I mean? Now you're acting like you're all self-made and stuff like that. He said, listen, he basically giving him another chance. And next week on SmackDown, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be in that ring. And I need you to embrace me, which we know this is going to end bad. But he said, I need you to embrace me. I'm going to hold my arms out and you can give me a hug. But I need you to do one thing for me. 4 words. I love you, Solo. I like it. I like it. I respect it. Yeah. Yeah. Who not Morris? That's WWE logic, brother. That's WWE logic. I'm becoming a big Solo fan lately. A few weeks. Solo's cold, man. Solo's cold. Yeah. Corn on the cob in the background and that. Yeah. Listen, James. I was gonna say the same thing. The likelihood is that when he comes into the ring and holds his arms out for Fatu to embrace him, the likelihood is that they'll have. The thing is, I'm not being this guy in it because everyone knows how I feel about this bloodline and I love them, man. But we don't need no more family members, and I'm so thinking that like next week, Jacob's not gonna hug him. He's not gonna say I love you, Solo, and then we're gonna have like Journey Fatu or Hikaleo Fatu or Joseph or Jonathan or Jerome or Jeremy Fatu. Bloodline. There's gonna be another Fatu, man. So you get me? Yeah, thanks, Maury, for telling me what I don't want to know. So yeah, I'm thinking it's gonna be probably one of those. But yeah, we don't need it. We don't need it, especially because as I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Tamatonga and Tongaloa get released. To be honest, you know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't. It wouldn't be surprised because why would they keep like if they bring in one of the others to help Solo, then you're gonna have Corn on the Cob, Solo, the other guy there together. Nah, Morris, you know I hate that stuff, man. It would like and then he's gonna have the other dudes on the other. It doesn't make any sense because you got Jimmy on the same show, Jay's on the other show, Roman's I don't even know where he is. So I don't know if it makes much sense to me. I don't know. I don't think we need that to be honest. I don't think we need that at all. But it's not a diss to them though. I think they'll all be cold. But yeah, I don't think we need them. So I think Tamatonga Tongalo. I think the writing's on the wall. Unless the only way they fix that is if they separate them from the bloodline completely, but there has to be a story there. And then we just get Gorillas of Destiny like in New Japan, where they're just 2 brothers are tag teaming together because the tag team division's a bit bare. But apart from that, it's a bit of a myth to be honest. Though. We have Nick Aldis talking to Chelsea Green on FaceTime backstage. She wants to be in the Queen of the Ring match to be postponed for next week because she can't make it to Lexington, Kentucky. Then we have Zelina Vega coming. Secret Cervix is in there as well. We have it's funny because Chelsea continues talking in the background on this, which I found hilarious, by the way. Then we move on from there. We get the second match of the night. Jay Cargill, Nia Jax, Piper Niven, and me chin, your chin, my chin, our chin in a fatal 4-way match. Match was all right. Jade was better than she normally is in the ring, so I liked seeing that. You know what I mean? I like seeing that happen. The match itself, whatever. The lineup was a bit mad in it. Nia's already the queen of the ring, so I knew even if it was now or later on, she's not gonna continue to be queen of the ring. So I knew she was gonna lose. They was never gonna let Piper Niven win this match, and Yorchin was never gonna win this. It was always gonna be Jade Cargill. So yeah, you already know what it is, man. Jade Cargill connects with them, the Annihilator 2 count, and then boom, Jaded picks up the victory on Piper Niven. Again, this is just an observation. No disrespect. No disrespect. Piper Niven, Dewdrop, Secret Service Agent 1. There's something about the speed she moves in the ring that troubles me, man. It makes all the other women look bad. Because unless you're fighting, because they're all small, and actually, let me not blame her for it. I say it looks bad altogether when people fight her because uh, 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 it's too like you see how like Eric and Ivar they're big guys in it, but they move quick still. So like when you fight them, the match doesn't look all clunky and that. When you fight in Piper Niven, it feels like they have to wait for like the Irish whip because it's too slow. They have to wait for this move to be done. It feels like when they take like a running senton, it's going to kill the women, which looks good, but I don't know how much it hurts them, so I can't comment on that. But then when it comes to like somebody doing a final move, where it's like, I don't know, the KOD from Bianca or the Jaded from Jade Cargill, or it's a Pop Rocks or a Code Red or something from Zelina, or everything's mad slow. And like last week they did it as well with like Zelina was doing the Code Red, and you can tell it was off the top rope, I think, and it had to be a big, long, slow setup because of course they have to make sure they're going to be okay. Now, if she gets the move wrong off the top rope, Zelina's going to break her leg. She's gonna break her leg doing that. So obviously she has to fix it. But it's like then it looks like Piper Niven has to jump into the move to help it along, which is how it works anyway. But we're not supposed to notice it, which is crazy because when she was on NXT UK, she was a bit smaller. She was still a big girl, but she was a bit smaller. But it didn't come across like that. This is brutal to watch, man. Honestly, it's brutal to watch, man. Like there's no one I enjoy watching her fight at all. Like not one bit. Not to mention, she had a stupid outfit before, this gladiator weird outfit. Now she's got a stupid Secret Cervix outfit. Then before that, she had a stupid Dewdrop outfit. Like what? Because she's got no character, they just cosplay random stuff all the time. All of them do it. All of them do it, man. Like Mattel must hate WWE. 2K must hate WWE because every time they're designing a new game or a new toy, the wrestler comes out in a new outfit. And you know, like at least say for example, Roman's going to come to the ring. It's very easy to make a Roman action figure in it. He's going to have the black combats on. The only thing that's ever going to change is the trainers, maybe, and then the color of the gloves he has on, maybe gold or red. That's it. Stone Cold, all black, all denim shorts. The Rock, all black. These lot, oh my god, it's like everyone's getting too happy that Vince ain't there. The change, even the women, like I respect them, they look great and all that stuff, but they have to the change in the hair every single week. You can't even get used to a character. And I'm not talking about putting their hair in a bubble and stuff. I'm talking about they've got these new wigs on where everything's a different color and all. I'm like, bro, you just look like what was that? What was that game called? Overwatch. They look like Overwatch characters. It's terrible, man. Oh my god, the no sex pill Piper needs to stop taking off a jacket like that. Crazy how Nia has sex pill though. Respectfully, I don't. Nia's not. I don't even wanna because it's gonna. Nia's not ugly at all though, is she? Like she can. You could. She's still pretty in it. So it's like, yeah. And Nia gives man the eyes and that man them a mountain still. You hit me, but formula. Yeah, bruv. We're not supposed to notice exactly, James. Secret Cervix right to center switch up is hilarious, I know. Naomi gone back to her red hair already. She needs to keep it natural black. Exactly. You need to get, if you want people to connect, this sounds like I'm being like over the top, but you need fans to connect with characters, especially the kids and that in the crowd. And the way you connect with characters is by what they do in the ring, how they talk, and what they look like in it. Like if imagine if you're a kid. Think of what I'm saying here, innit? Imagine if you're a kid and you're like, oh, I want to look like Zelina Vega. I want to dress up like Zelina Vega for Halloween. And then your mom gets you the outfit, the wig and that. And then the Friday before Halloween, you turn on the TV and Zelina's wearing something completely different. You're like, oh, well, now no one's ever going to know who I am. People are going to ask the question. At least people like Rhea Ripley and that, you can tell who they are. If you're Bianca, you can tell she's got the long braid and that. Well, you get me. Anyway, I digress, bro. Sound like I'm moaning, but I'm just little details on it. Move on from there. Obviously, we get the next segment, which was Naomi and Tiffany Stratton in the ring. Great promo from Naomi, of course, because she is one of, if not the best thing on WWE at the moment. I said it. I don't need anyone to disagree or agree with me. I said what I said. And I keep saying it. She keeps quoting. She's doing stuff on the internet as well, which is getting her over even more. I like it, man. Naomi comes out, cuts a promo, and said, yeah, some of you are looking really surprised, really shocked, and really stupid. I don't know why, because I told you I was done accepting scraps. I took what I wanted, I took what I deserved, and look at me now, miss money in the bank. Great line. And you know that's funny. The entire time I was trying to beat Nia Jax for the WWE Women's Championship, you know, There was a briefcase that was stopping me. You know who was distracting me? Who bashed me over the head? Tiffany Stratton. And then, full circle business on it. I'm here for the payback. And when I clock Tiffany over the head with the briefcase, it's going to feel so good when I hold that title as a new WWE Women's Champion. And then makes her way to the ring, cuts the media's promo, you talk a big game and all that stuff. I like it because she was just feeding into the fact of, yo, you kept stopping me, which I've spoken about on this channel so many times. I like the fact that someone in the crowd said something to Naomi and she said, yo, shut up. She said, dude, do I look stupid to you? Do I look like Boo the Fool? I'm going to cash in on you now. I'm not going to cash in on you now. I'm going to cash in when you least expect it. Naomi leaves the ring, goes to back off down the ramp, and then Nia Jax comes in. I have to say this, innit? I know the cameraman's doing a great job here, but if you're anyone who's in these live arenas, please tell me how Nia Jax sneaks up on anyone. I'm being deadly serious. How would she sneak up on anyone? But she gets in the ring and attacks Tiffany, and then you see Naomi's face change, and she's like, okay. Then she gets it with Tiffany gets some hit back with the drop kick, what never touched her, and then bonsai drop, and then you start looking at Naomi walking up the ramp, and then she turns around and it's like, ooh, hold on a minute, briefcase in hand, comes back down to the ring, jumps up on the apron, Tiffany knocks her off, jumps back up again, and then Nia stops her and says no, and then you get this look from Naomi. It's like, oh, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that, man. I'm gonna get it. And she kind of slicks off, man. I thought that was kind of cold, to be honest, but with Vince and Triple H, you see the difference between booking. She's killing it. Naomi rocks. That's my girlfriend. I think Big Jim might have a problem with that. And I don't even know if I would like to say there's a big difference between Triple H and Vince with Naomi, but if you think about the timeline, Triple H been back when Triple H came back and took over. Naomi was already gone from the company. She's in TNA. Brought back in Royal Rumble, but I don't want to gas him up too much because Naomi's whole run up until after Elimination Chamber was rubbish. She was getting terrored. That was all Triple H. She's getting beaten by, I was about to say flipping Brookside then, but what's her name? Two-tone hair color and all that, but she's getting beaten by people that shouldn't. Blair Davenport. She's getting people like Blair Davenport getting smashed up by everyone every week. So let's not gas Triple H too much. I think this is just Naomi doing her own work. You get me? No. I'm reading the comment. The comment didn't say Paul. It said Triple H, so I have to respond to the comment. But yeah, I know it's Paul Levesque. We have Nick Aldis having a meeting with the entire tag team division, DIY offering up the Street Profits or Fraxium to the White Six. Nick has taken every single suggestion from all the teams. Nick resonated with the fact that the Motor City Machine Gaze are the veterans of the tag team division, so it's time for them to set the tone. They're not the veterans of the tag team division. They're the veterans of a tag team division, not the WWE one. They ain't even been here a year, so I don't know what you're talking about. We're going to the third match. The Wyatts Make Me Sick versus the Motor City Machine Gaze. Nobody cares about this match. Nobody cares about this match, bro. All I know is that they won. Wyatt 6-1. Yeah? Nobody cares. No, seriously, nobody cares. Some Gacy stuff. Gacy interference, headbutts, kicks. Uncle Howdy tells the White Six to finish it. And then, that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? Loomis hits the flight leg drop. 1, 2, 3. The Wyatt Make Me Sick look like any other tag team. They look like any other tag team. And Morris, you asked a great question. What now? I'll tell you what now. I'm going to let you know. I'm going to give you some insight to WWE. Now that the Wyatt Make Me Sick beat the Motor City Machine Gaze, how many other tag teams are there? What we're waiting. There's DIY. There's Fraxium. There's Elton John and Eric. Who knows? Eric Clapton. Who knows, bro? And then there's the Street Profits. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen. Every single week, the Wyatts are going to beat one of them tag teams until they get to the Street Profits. And then they're going to beat the Street Profits at whatever pay-per-view it is. Probably Saturday Night Main Event or something. And then the Street Profits are going to lose the title. And the Wyatts is going to have the title. That's how it's going to go down. You don't have to like it. You don't have to love it. It's just what it is. Just prepare yourself early. Prepare yourself early so you don't have to be so disappointed when it happens. There you go. That's how it's going down. Gets John Cena backstage. I did like this. As I said, weeding the segment throughout the show. He rolls up on Jimmy, saying, "Have you seen R-Truth?" Jimmy says he hasn't seen him. Cena asks Jimmy if you see Ron Killings anywhere. Jimmy hasn't seen him, none of them. Says, if you do see him, do me a favor. He wants Jimmy to tell Ron Killings to head into the ring right now, meet him out there. Funny that he thinks that Jimmy would help him and tell, you know what I mean? It's kind of crazy, but yeah, Morris, that's what's going to happen. Wyatt 6 should be on NXT, bro. They're trash, man. They're absolutely trash. Deontay said, such a shame what happened to Joe Gacy. He was my favorite on NXT. Now he's just Bo Dallas' side. You know what? I actually agree with you, bro. He wasn't my favorite on NXT, but he was really good. I like the little group he had going on with the Rock's daughter and stuff like that. I thought they were good, man. Had something going there. Seemed like the creepy character, but I knew what was going to happen. They kept comparing him to Bray Wyatt the whole time, so I knew once they was talking about this faction coming together, like, yeah, they're going to use Gacy in it. Now he's trash. John Cena heads out to the ring, tells the fans shut their mouth. There's a level of disrespect that I can tolerate. R-Truth, you cross some lines. For once, I agree with you. There's a time to talk and a time to fight. Truth, get out here. Let's fight now. Which is different from John Cena asking someone to come out and fight him. Then we have cult of personality here, and it isn't R-Truth coming to the ring. It isn't Ron Killings coming to the ring. It is CM Punk approaching the ring. Now, obviously, these two had a face-to-face on Raw as well. I'm kind of bored of it already, just because these two are too good to be just cutting face-to-face promos. Why anything that John Cena and CM Punk would have said to each other on Monday, why would they need to say it again on SmackDown? See, now I'm being deadly serious. Like, you like the chat answer the question too. SmackDown is on a Friday and Raw is on a Monday. There's 4 days difference, bro. What difference does Raw and SmackDown make? Where, apart from the fact they're trying to make money and get people to buy tickets to that show because they've told everyone that CM Punk's going to be there or John Cena's going to be there, there's nothing. There's nothing worth anything. Bro. Like, I don't get it. He came out and said the same thing that Cody said. Oh, Mount Rushmore. You're disrespectful saying Mount Rushmore. You got people like Terry Funk. And yeah, I ain't going to lie to CM Punk. I hear that you saying Terry Funk and all these people and that, but they ain't on no one's Mount Rushmore, bro. You get me? They're on, unless you're from ECW, they ain't on no one's Mount Rushmore, bro. You get me? CM Punk starts talking about flipping Star Wars, bro. He starts talking about Obi-Wan and Anakin and all that stuff. Nobody gives a damn what he's got to say. Yeah. Who cares about that promo, bro? Rubbish. I'm getting fed up with CM Punk, bro. This pandering to the crowd thing he does is not CM Punk's style, bro. You know what I mean? I beat you in your hometown, I beat you in my hometown, and then I'll beat you at Night of Champions. You are the GOAT that will. What did I need to get these words? He said, "You are the GOAT that I will spit roast and sacrifice to the gods of wrestling." Get the fuck out of here, bro. CM Punk, get the fuck out of here, bro. You're the GOAT that I will spit roast and sacrifice to the gods of wrestling. Who the fuck are you talking to? This isn't Gladiator, bro. This isn't 1983 WWF, bro. The fuck did you just say? What the fuck did you just say? He really thought he said something. It was that funny that if you watch that segment back, somebody peeped John Cena's face when he says that. Watch him laugh, and that's not like, oh yeah, storyline laugh. That's that's funny. Then he says, legends who actually belong on Mount Rushmore, guys like Terry Funk, Harley Race, Bret Hart, Eddie Guerrero. That is nobody's. Let me tell you something. Nobody else but CM Punk has those 4 people on Mount Rushmore at the same time. Nobody, bro. Nobody, bro. Nobody has Terry Funk, Harley Race, Eddie Guerrero, and Bret Hart on the same Mount Rushmore. Not nobody, bro. Terry Funk, bro. Less of that, bro. Terry Funk was a great guy in that, man. R.I.P. Big Tezza and that, bro. But Mount Rushmore, blood. What? Crazy business. Man just tried to get the pop by saying Eddie Guerrero's name as well. You know he did that for that reason. But then he said, you have the audacity to pick yourself on Mount Rushmore once, let alone 4 times. You're a joke. Here's some more truth for you, John Cena. You can see me, I can see through you, and I always have, and that's the truth. And then when he said that's the truth, we have a Ron Killings appearance, attacks John Cena from behind, slaps him in the STF, which I liked because it was showing some unhinged stuff. The only thing I will say, which is not me moaning at WWE for this preference, because we saw Ron Killings attack and get taken away by security at the beginning, we should have had him like do something backstage where Nick has to like, if you don't leave, I'm gonna have to call the police or something. Have a police car take him away, then have him come back at the end of the show. Because seeing a police car take him away would have set the stone as like, oh, he's not coming back. It's over with. Then we could sell t-shirts with an R-Truth mug, well, Ron Killings mugshot on it. Come on, man. Marketing brain, bro. Don't let me put my Vince McMahon mugshot t-shirt on, bro. Because you know people hate me on the internet when I wear that shirt, bro. That's my shirt, bro. Where are we? Big up James said Wyatt 6 lucky there in TV. If Booker wouldn't be there on SmackDown next TNA. Facts. That's why I said Punk didn't need to be there for when it was meant to see only be John Cena. Oh yeah. You was right. I just didn't want to read it because you said it too early and I didn't get to that segment. I don't get it either. Savage said the same thing pretty much. Give Ron the limelight now. He's still getting truth booking with a little bits and pieces. Yeah, true. CM Punk got lost on the mic last night. Agreed. Man got lost on the mic because even he knew that's not him. It's pandering, bro. It's pandering. Even with the Saudi Arabia stuff, like I said, I've never seen so many fans get on CM Punk about one thing, and he's trying to like laugh it off online and that. But listen, I don't care. But the fans do have a point, bro. Like you ran your mouth. You told the Miz to go suck a blood-covered Saudi Arabian dick or something like that. You ran your mouth about the country, and now you're going there to get money. Now you're on your Instagram talking about I'm getting Arab money, brother. You look like a crook, bro. You look like you got zero morals in it. Instead of just saying I've changed my mind, bro. I didn't know I was ignorant. Nah, bro. You ran your mouth because you was in AEW and you didn't know you was ever gonna make it back here, bro. Happens, bro. Happens, bro. Man's a fraud, bro. It is what it is. Like, I don't care. I don't care. You know what I mean? I didn't think Sammy was ever going to go there. I think Daniel Bryan was the one who stuck to it, wasn't it? Like, Daniel Bryan said straight away, I'm not going Saudi. And he never went. But my thing is, if it's against the because I don't think it's against the country of Saudi Arabia because you can't have how you have a problem with the whole country. You don't in it. But obviously the people who pay for WWE, they're the Riyadh princes and stuff like that. They're the ones who fund other wars and things. But they got Sammy there somehow. Daniel Bryan stuck to his morals, which he was always going to. Yeah, Punk, just, you know what I mean? I don't know why you have to do this thing, bro. It's like, you're not a heel in it, so if you was a heel, then everything else would make sense what you're doing, but you're not. Because then if you're heel, you just say what you said when he first turned up on WWE, say, oh, listen, I'm here to make money, not make friends. And them Saudis have got that money. There you go. If you're a heel, say that. He's supposed to be a babyface. And then, oh yeah, while he was in the STF, CM Punk was like, I'm sorry, but the truth hurts. So cheesy. Anyway, Byron Saxton backstage asking Alexa Bliss what's her mindset going into the future. She has to remind the WWE Universe of who Alexa Bliss is and becoming the queen of the ring. Charlotte joins the conversation. Charlotte says, there's only room for one queen in this division. Woo! Next week on SmackDown, they announced the Ron Killings versus John Cena match. Then we move on to the Fatal 4-Way match for the Queen of the Ring tournament to advance to the semi-finals. Charlotte, Alexa, Alba Fire, Candice LeRae. Terrible lineup. Charlotte and Alexa's fine. Come on, man. Are you supposed to? You want me to believe that Alba Fire or Candice LeRae? I instantly saw this match and I knew instantly, yeah, they're not gonna win. They're not gonna win. Now, forget everything else. Let's just talk about how the end of the match happened, didn't it? So you have Charlotte locking in a figure of 8 on Alba Fire, and then you have Alexa Bliss dropping Candice LeRae with the Twisted Bliss. Well, not the Twisted Bliss. What I'm talking about, the Sister Abigail DDT. Now, I am 100. Listen, I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I'm almost 100% sure this wasn't meant to go like this. So what happened was, while Charlotte had that locked in, Alexa hadn't done the move yet, so she done it while Charlotte had it locked in. And then all of a sudden, She drops her with a DDT. 1-2-3. Alba Fire taps out after the 1-2-3. I'm almost 100% sure this was meant to be. She taps out while the ref counts 3 at the same time. I'm 100% sure. Like, you could see a mile off, bro. You could see a mile off. No, it wasn't, bro. You not crazy, bro. Watch it back, bro. Like, what? Like, that. It doesn't make sense. If Charlotte doesn't know that Alba Fire's tapped, then why would she keep staying in figure 4 while next to her someone's doing a pin? It wouldn't make any sense. Literally, as soon as the pin went, Alba Fire tapped in it, and then the commentators tried to save her, going, "Oh no, Alba Fire tapped just as the bell went." Now, I could have been wrong until I saw what the reaction was when they stood up after. Both of them looked confused. Alexa looked like, "Okay, raise my arm," but you know what I mean? One of the commentators, I think it was Tessitore, made the statement of like he thought it happened at the same time. Barrett was like, Alexa's won. Charlotte walks across and looks confused, like, okay, do I walk out the ring? I've lost, I guess. And then walks out. I'm telling you, bro. Because it made sense. They both ran the promo just before. They've been having them backstage segments of them talking before. Now it would have done something where Charlotte and Alexa would have went head to head just to make into that match. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, bro. She doesn't need to see her. Why would you need to see her when you can hear the count? You can hear the 1, 2, 3. So when you hear 1, 2, bruv, you obviously drop your move and kick her in the head or something, innit? Nah, blood. It wasn't Charlotte. It was Fingy, bro. It was Alba Fire, bro. She didn't tap when she was supposed to tap. I'm telling you, bro. She didn't tap when she was meant to tap. I watched it back 3 times. I watched it live, well, after on Netflix, and then I watched it on YouTube to double check. I'm 100%. 100%. What I don't notice that Alexa, she didn't even look extra happy. I'm telling you, man. It's supposed to be a 3 count and a tap out at the same time. She wasn't going to break it up on time. They're right next to each other, bro. The figure 8 is her on her toes, bro. So, to break the pin, she just has to kick her. I'm telling you, bro. I know you hate Charlotte and that, bro, but like, bro, come on, man. Charlotte lost her instincts. What? Bro. That's why they put them in that's why they put them in the match with these two and not anyone else. A lot of the other matches have had like 4 people who could possibly win. This one, none of you lot thought that Alba Fire or Candice LeRae was going to win. None of yous. I don't know, man. Pray for Alba Fire, bro, because she's gonna get some heat for that. I'm telling you. Remember, the referee done the right thing. He's supposed to go like they've told. That's the rules in WWE with the refs. They're supposed to. That's why like they had to go at one of the refs not long ago when they. I think it happened last week again actually, where they broke the count when they didn't need to. I think it was on NXT when Obafemi was fighting. It's like no. If the wrestler doesn't meet the deadline, if the wrestler doesn't do their cue, then you still count because it makes you look stupid. So yeah, I hear it, man. Big up them lot though. But hey, listen. Either way. To be fair, I thought Alexa. I didn't want this match to be the match, but I thought Alexa should have won anyway because her character's the one needs it more than anyone. The other two, Charlotte's going to be fine, but the other two, like they're dead in the water in terms of characters, and it like Secret Cervix and that. Come on, man. Cody Rhodes runs to CM Punk backstage. Cody tells Punk that they can't run away from each other forever. Punk knows that. Punk wishes Cody good luck after Night of Champions. We'll see who's chasing who. They talk about next week on Smackdown what matches are going to happen. Semi-final match, King of the Ring tournament, blah, blah, blah. Randy Orton with Sami Zayn, Alexa Bliss battles the winner of the Raw one, which I think is going to be... What you not thinking? You think it's going to be Alexa versus Asuka? Or is it going to be Alexa versus Stephanie Vecchia? Because that's what I got. It's going to be one of them two winning, surely. Ivan Nile and Raquel Rodriguez in that match too, but obviously Raquel's got the tag team titles. Ivan Nile, they're treated like shit anyway. So I'm guessing it's probably going to be Alexa versus Stephanie Vecchia. But the only problem I've got with that is that how do you have Asuka being out for so long and just comes back and just loses? Doesn't make much sense. Yeah, yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting, very interesting. But hey, let's see how they book it, innit? Because let's at this point, like, it doesn't really matter unless they book it properly. Don't make a difference. We're going to the fifth match, and I think this is the final match of the night. Cody Rhodes, Damon Priest, Andrade, Idolo, and Shinsuke Nakamura. Again, when this match got put together, you already knew Andrade and Nakamura, you got no chance. Bro. I said from the beginning, as soon as they put Cody into this, that Cody's going to win. He's definitely getting to the final at least. He won this match. Yeah. What else did this talk about, bro? He gave Nakamura the crossroads. I swear Nakamura must be fed up of getting pinned by Cody now, innit? He must be fed up of it, bro. Like, they had a whole storyline like middle of last year for no reason, by the way. Which Nakamura actually done some of his best work. He had the subtitles and all that stuff. I thought it was cold, and then he just kept losing. Used the mist, kept losing. So yeah, kind of crazy. Bill James said, "I don't know how he's right, bro. It doesn't matter exactly. I don't really agree to about somebody winning on their return because they should have said an idea of ring rust." Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's fine. I'm not saying it in terms of how I feel. I'm saying it in terms of how the company normally runs. They normally will have Oscar somebody like that winning. They did the same thing with Kyrie saying they lost and then they gave it a win straight after. So again, it depends how everyone feels about her in the ring. But Stephanie Bakir is the one over at the moment. It would be interesting to see how the crowd feel about Oscar coming back because Oscar was the fan favorite over all of these women. So Charlotte winning the Royal Rumble over 29 other women. You get, bro. Your hate for Charlotte is clouding your judgment, bro. Because even though they say they beat 29 other women, they don't beat 29 other women, do they? You throw out about 5 people yourself, and that's just throwing somebody over the rope. This one is having to get a submission or pin somebody. How can it be rust? How can you be rusty by throwing someone over the rope? Anyone can win a Royal Rumble. That's how it should always be. Unless you have to start at number one and then you're like a terrible wrestler or something like that. But throwing somebody over the rope, you do that in every match anyway, so that's not that unbelievable. But you hate Charlotte, so of course it's unbelievable to you. I understand. So if Oscar loses, man, her next match she can win. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Listen, you're saying it like I'm trying to book it like that. I'm trying to say that's how WWE normally book stuff. And that's all I'm saying. Stephanie Vakia, I'm just wondering because obviously I'm not expecting Stephanie Vakia to get pinned in the match. It's a fatal four way, so maybe they can do the same thing with Oscar, where it's not going to be Stephanie or Oscar to get pinned either way. So that's what I'm going with that one. James, she's the queen. Yeah, man. And then yeah, that is the end of the show. That was the end of it. Obviously, Cody won. Yeah, he always wins on it, so nothing new there. It's what it is, bro. Very interesting, isn't it? Very interesting. The WWE fans and stuff like that. The same people who complained about Roman, same people who complained about whoever, Charlotte, John Cena. Same people who complained about all of them are celebrating Cody winning constantly. It's funny, that because it's time for people to have a proper conversation. You're not pissed off that somebody keeps winning. You're pissed off that the person you want to win doesn't always win. Just tell the truth. Don't have all this moral high ground thing in the fans. Like, oh my god, I can't believe they're forcing them down on us. We don't want them as our champion. I had to deal with that being a Roman Reigns fan the whole time. Everyone telling me, oh, they're forcing them on. All right, okay. Now what? It's crazy, bro. And I'm telling you, I don't mind at all. Fans can think what they want, but it's the hypocrisy in it. You know what I mean? That's the thing. I saw, man, the Cody Crybabies came out, so I couldn't get my Rock versus Roman match, which I'm probably never gonna get now. And by the time I do get it, it's gonna be rubbish. I know it's gonna be rubbish. You know what I mean? I just need the Cody Crybabies. Just let you know, bro. You've got an enemy in me for life for that. For me not seeing Roman versus The Rock. You've got an enemy in for. I don't care how good WrestleMania 40 was. You've got an enemy for life, bro. And I was right, wasn't I? I told you, and I'm so glad I got video footage. I told everybody at the time, stop moaning to me about Roman because when Cody wins this title, you're gonna regret it, bro. And guess what happened? Guess what happened the year after that? A whole year of rubbish. A whole year of terrible title reign, bro. You don't want to give Jay 51 days, but give Cody a year. Okay. Okay. I see what's going on here, bro. Anywho, we'll say. I hope everyone's excited for Goldberg to fight Gunther. That should be beautiful. Should be beautiful. Exactly, Morris. Exactly. Anyway, we've done an hour, and approaching an hour now. So big up to all you guys in the chat. Big up to you guys that come in later and watch it. Big up to you. We will be back at some point. You know what I mean? I won't leave it too long. There'll be pre-recorded videos as they've been out as well. Big up to everyone supporting the pre-recorded videos. Everyone seems to like it. As I said before, if there's somebody you want to talk about or a particular person, just drop it in the comment section of that video. And then if it's someone I haven't done anything kind of interesting, I'll cover it. But love for the love. You like going to enjoy the rest of your day because it is Saturday. I don't know where you are, but it's sunny here, which I hate because I hate the heat. But such is life. You know them way there.